Morning, folks. Brian here, Geomagnetic Earth Watch on Monday, July 2, 2023 on our planet. Hope you're all well. Just thought I'd do a little bit of a drive-in talk with some music. So I want to talk a little bit about what's going on in my province, British Columbia, specifically southern British Columbia. All our heat anomalies and subsequent fires. Now I don't go off like some of these inexperienced, immature, rookie conspiracy theorists going off on invading terrorists, lighting fires with military precision, or laser beams from space. Come on. I approach things objectively. So critical thinking, observation skills, maturity, and direct inspections of some of these areas. So let's go back to the beginning of the year. So this is going to be an example of what to look out for when you're deciding on a safe location to leave to. Okay, it's not just get out of the coastal cities. It's not just about elevation. Okay, if all you're focused on is some event which may happen, probably will happen in, I don't know, 20 to 25 years, and if you're focused on that only, you'll be dead before that event happens. Because you're not preparing for the series of events expected to manifest, happen, and in fact these signs are telling us right now. I'm talking about catastrophic earthquakes. I'm talking about volcanic eruptions. I'm talking about fires in volcanic regions. Now, so I'm just picking my area because I know my area. Let's go over the past 6-7 months. Off the coast of Vancouver Island, we had a series of 4.9 earthquakes. It started off at a known mud volcano off the coast of Vancouver Island, 18 kilometers off the coast. Those earthquakes then migrated on land on the same day. Obviously the flow of magma underneath. Then another one, an area called Penticton. At the foot of the Penticton Airport, this is one of the areas I personally walked through. Some heat anomalies. Oh, hang on. Now, obviously, people, you don't have a control burn or a prescribed burn at the foot of an airport runway. There is no evidence of any structural fire or any other fire. No burnt remains, nothing. Then, the local highway, about a 10-minute drive from me, we had a fire breakout off the side of the highway. Weather, clear, no lightning. Temperature, low 20s. Satellite acquisition time was about 3:43 a.m. Approximately 350 feet up a hillside. A series of heat anomalies, 1 kilometer radius, no fires. So I went to that fire location. So when I look at the satellite imagery, and it gives you the coordinates, and I'll transfer those coordinates into Google Earth. I believe they are very, very accurate within feet. So I attended, and sure enough, yes. In a volcanic region. No one drove their car in the middle of the night and got out of their car and climbed 350 feet up a steep embankment to light a fire. No evading eco armies and no laser beams. Now we have Mount Cayley on the outskirts of Pemberton, British Columbia, which is the outskirts of Whistler, which is part of the Garibaldi volcanic complex. Cayley Mountain is a complex, volcanic complex in of itself. I did a video of that a few days ago. So this is unscripted. I have no notes, nothing. I'm going by memory, all right? And then yesterday, across the lake from me, another volcanic mountain called Knox Mountain. And again, the temperatures were not hot. And several other additional heat anomalies away from the wind. So there's many examples of heat anomalies, and some of them resulting in actual fires, where there was no weather, there was no lightning, not started by humans, not started by a campfire, not started by a cigarette butt. And again, you need to approach these things objectively, with some proper observational skills, some critical thinking, common sense, maturity, and not flying off the handle saying, oh, well, you know, it's got to be terrorists. If it's not terrorists, then it has to be, oh, directly at energy weapons, or laser beams, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to get to a point here. So with the geomagnetic excursion and the pressure, outer core expansion, rising magma, heat into known, established volcanic regions. And what concerns me, now you would expect these things to start off at dormant volcanic regions. Dormant simply means they're having a nap. But my region, they're extinct. These volcanic regions were formed at approximately 50 million years ago. And if what I believe, smartly, is correct, and we have magma on the move beneath these regions and surfacing up into these regions, and I forgot a series of earthquakes, Princeton, not far from me. A series of 4 or 5 very, very shallow earthquakes, as shallow as 1 kilometer. Then a while later, Princeton, another series of very shallow earthquakes. Again, suggesting the movement of magma. So I can go to some of these areas and I can physically inspect some of these areas. So I've given you about 7 examples. So again, when you're looking at trying to pick a safe location, you really got to do your research on volcanic regions. Okay. Forget about the ocean inundation. Forget about the crustal displacement. Forget about the axial tilt. Again, if you're not thinking about and preparing for what is expected to happen before then, now I don't know of anybody else who's bringing you all this information on a daily basis. There's no observer doing this. There's no bald-headed guy in England begging for money doing this. I'm not telling you what to watch out for and what to prepare for, what to expect. And it's time to look at your own backyard pay attention. I cannot cover the entire globe. I'm just talking to you today because I'm seeing a lot more increases in my area of southern British Columbia. Now, who knows? Maybe it's magma flowing down from the Stickinine volcanic belt underneath British Columbia and heading into Yellowstone. Who knows? But if I were to see one more area in my region flare up, literally, on a clear day, not hot, no humans around, I guess that just suggests a closing timeline, wouldn't it? Now, this is globally. Vesuvius is having a series of very shallow earthquakes, including inside the crater. Campi Flegra. Now, you know what? You don't know when Campi Flegra is going to go off. Okay? Nobody knows. Not me either. I come across reports on the internet, on YouTube, going back 6, 7, 8, 9 years about Campi Flegra. I was getting ready to go. Honka tonka honka high pay. I was watching the heat signatures on that location for 12 months before it went off. On the other hand, I was watching La Palma and the Canary Islands heat detections for 30 or 31 days before that went off. You don't know. Unless that large celestial body is getting closer. And the gravitational and electromagnetic influence on our planet. The pull on the outer core. Now, yesterday there was some sort of report on, I don't know who sponsored the report. Yet again, they're looking at a plan to do global stratospheric aerosol injections, chemtrailing, to try and cool the planet. Now, of course, people, that's the cover story, okay? That's the cover story. Stop wasting your time looking at all the fool's reports about CO2. Oh, it can't be CO2 because blah, blah, blah. Morons. If they're talking about, again, I don't think it was Bill Gates this time, it was somebody else, about spraying the entire planet to cover the planet in clouds in an attempt to cool the the planet, is not attempted to cool the planet, so we can't see what's coming. We can't see the signs. First sentence, Acts 2, verse 19. And all the rest. So we can't see. Anyway. Enjoy your day, eh?